everyone, and welcome to this episode of the Disability Channel. Today, Detroit. I am Zach Damon. Thank you so much for joining us today. But you know what, folks? I am so excited to introduce our co-host of the Disability Channel today, Detroit, the one, the only, Cynthia Stone. She can be found everywhere. She is an actress, a model, the relationship shifter, and our wonderful, wonderful co-host. You can find her at cynthia3.com. Cynthia Stone, thank you so much for joining us.
It is a pleasure to be here. I am excited. What is up, Detroit? Wow, it's just such an honor to be here. And with you, Zach, I mean, you are truly a vessel of information and a force. And it is such a delight to be here on this platform, being able to disseminate information and really showcase abilities.
Well, wonderful, exactly. I couldn't have said it better myself. For the Detroit, Michigan audience, we are the Motor City. Talk about, have you been to Detroit before? Have you had experience in the city?
Well, absolutely, Zach. I happen to love Detroit. I actually was working in Windsor, and it was just a hop, skip, and a jump away. We are your Canadian neighbor in that capacity. So I would cross over and do all kinds of fun shopping. I liked going to the auto show as well. Motor City is right. And being a car enthusiast, among other things, I just absolutely loved it. So definitely. And it's thriving, it's bustling. I've seen it evolve, and it's truly a remarkable place. I feel a Canary connection, if you will.
Absolutely. In the auto show, one of the best, amazing events of the year, the Motor City. Absolutely. Do you have a dream car?
A dream car. Ooh, well, I do like the classic cars, I have to say. Like, there's something about the old-fashioned muscle cars that are just, you can't compare. The curves, the bells, the whistles, it can't be beat.
Absolutely. And I'd like to talk a little bit too about our program and what we're doing. For those viewers that don't know, I mean, the Disability Channel, as you know, Cynthia, it's an amazing network, an amazing opportunity. They offer amazing employment opportunities for those to the north of us, the neighbor Canada, but we're also implementing them here in Michigan for those in Metro Detroit and across Michigan. So we're very, very excited about that. Super excited. So yeah, we're just so excited to have you, Cynthia, as part of the team for the Disability Channel Detroit and all of the talent that you offer. Thank you so much. So we're also very excited.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to piggyback on what you said, Zach. I mean, I love our enthusiasm. We are just going happy here. The veterans are a huge part of our platform and who we support a great deal as well. And it is something that we are, really stepping into. We're doing a lot with employment programs, and we're really big in media as well. So just so excited to be here.
Absolutely. And Cynthia, for those that want to find out more about you, other great things that you're doing, how can they find you?
Yeah, you had mentioned, Zach, that I have this website, cynthia360.com. And that website is really a catch-all for all my various endeavors, in addition to being a car enthusiast and truly an advocate for people of all, levels of abilities. I am also somebody that has dedicated myself to serving in every capacity I can. I do a lot of public speaking, I do a lot of acting and hosting and all kinds of things. And you can follow me. I have everything in one place. So one-stop shop. Now we do have those two guests coming up, who is Ramiro Alvarez from where?
Yes, Ramiro Alvarez, the community organizer, Cynthia, from Detroit Disability Power. Super exciting to have him. So grateful. That organization, folks, is doing amazing things in the metro city of Detroit and Michigan. And then you, Cynthia, brought in another power player, Drew.
That's right. Yes, that's right. He is the director of the Drew Crew and a total force. He is amazing and a truly described as a real life superhero. So you're going to hear more from him later on in the show as well.
Absolutely. And an amazing story, incredibly inspirational young man. The Drew Crew, great organization. So can't wait to talk to Drew Claiborne as well. Super, super exciting. So yeah, we're definitely excited. We have a great show coming up, folks. So please stay with us.
Hi, this is Dave Stevens for the Disability Channel.
An inability to break out. I'm sitting by the door on the second floor, losing my 7-year war. It's not an illusion, so why the exclusion?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's about you. So.
You say you're a disability dynamo.
Joining me, and welcome to this beautiful Travelers Championship.
I only want one accolade from you.
So my story is unique, it's amazing, but it's not anything that you guys don't have inside of you. I'm not a hero, I'm not anybody special. I'm just this guy without legs that went out, and I just did it.
Stats outweigh the Democrats, the diplomats, and the bureaucrats.
This is probably your first interview down on the ground on your butt and stuff like that?
First time ever,
All
baby.
right.
Eliminate, invalidate, invalidate, invalidate.
Stay with us and the Disability Channel.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Disability Channel Detroit. I am Zach Damon with my co-host Stone. Welcome, everybody, and I am so excited to introduce our first interview guest this episode. He is in the metro city of Detroit. He is doing amazing things with Detroit Disability Power, and he is the community organizer of Detroit Disability Power. Please welcome the one and only Ramiro Alvarez. Welcome, Rami. Thank you for joining us.
Hi, thank you so much to both of you for having me. And feel free to call me Rami.
Absolutely, will do. So, Rami, just to start things off, I mean, you're an aspiring public speaker, an artist, and sort of healer. You have origins originally from Durango, Mexico, but you're currently living in Southwest Detroit. But I was curious. I mean, your journey seems very interesting. What was it that brought you to the city of Detroit?
Yeah, that's a great question. There's two answers, a sort of more complicated one and a simpler one. The simpler one is that I was brought here by my parents. I was just a little bit under the age of 10, and I've known Detroit as home ever since. We won't get into the super complicated answer, but it has to do with my father's father, who in the 60s visited Michigan for the first time as a migrant worker. So that little seed eventually germinated as like our eventual move to this awesome city here.
Wow, amazing. And I mean, just an amazing, amazing journey. And especially too with your father, just taking that risk. I always admire that because it's a tremendous risk to be able to do that. And then just seeing the great things that the city of Detroit had to offer. We're so glad to have you. Wonderful.
Thank you.
I would say absolutely. As much as Detroit has to offer you, you have a lot to offer Detroit. And it's truly incredible. I mean, we hear the comedy coming out as you're speaking. So I do know that about a background in comedy, but you also have a background in dance and the power of group dialogue as your tools. And you've served communities that helped you grow and evolve into this beautiful being you are today. Now, for those who don't know, what is Detroit Disability Power and what got you involved in the first place?
Thank you so much for your question and for your praise. You're so kind. Detroit Disability Power, in short, is a membership organization that works to build the political power of people with disabilities in our area. We know that in order to end the disparities that people with disabilities face in regards to housing, employment, education, transportation, etc., we have to be organized. There has to be a sort of collectivized effort. We're about 3 years old, so a lot of our work is still about building the base, and I'm really grateful for my timing. I joined in October of last year, right as the organization was getting ready to develop its membership program. So as someone who loves connecting with new people, especially other Detroiters, it's a really exciting time to join DDP. What brought me to DDP, though, I've actually been organizing for a while. So I was a youth organizer prior to being a disability justice organizer. However, as a youth organizer, I worked with under a manager at the time that was really focused on dismantling ableist structures in schools. So that was like my first real experience with like trying to undo ableism in an institution, in my case at a local high school. So when the job posting for DDP came around, it was like a natural next step in my work to deepen my commitment to bringing disability justice forth, not just in one school, but across my city.
Incredible, Rami. Now, for those of you just joining us, Rami Alvarez from DDP sharing his journey. What an inspiration.
Absolutely. And, I'm curious too, Rami. I mean, just great points you touched on. But, can you talk about the fact that, you mentioned that Detroit Disability Power is a membership organization, and you guys recently launched this new membership. So talk a little bit about that and why being a member of Disability Power.
Yeah, no problem. So you are totally right. We launched our membership drive at the top of April. It actually coincided with the 504 sit-ins, which is a pretty historical event for the disability community as a whole. So as we've been building our base of supporters at DDP, we've realized that there are supporters that want to do more than just follow us on social media. They want to do more than just be like on the other end of our newsletter. These supporters want to help us develop agendas, set goals, plan events. Other supporters simply want to fund our work in a way that is economically accessible to them because they believe in our mission. So for these supporters, we offer membership. Membership is sort of like an official way to support DDP. You can find out more about that at ddpower.org, so I won't dive into the nitty gritty. One thing to know is that it does cost a minimum of $5 US per year minimum to join because you are directly supporting our work financially as well. So the reason we're doing this though is because at DDP, we don't want to be purely staff-led. Like we don't want to be a nonprofit where only the ideas and perspectives of the staff are in the driver's seat, especially because we're only half a dozen people. So we have no right being the end-all be-all of disability justice in this area. So membership is our way to integrate community voice further into the work that we are doing. It's also really powerful when we're in the face of elected officials to say, like, we have 150 committed members or more who are your constituents, who have stake in this work against ableism. So again, if you want to find out more about that or support our work, you don't have to live in Detroit or Michigan or the US to become a member. And you can find out more at ddpower.org.
Wonderful. Amazing things that you're doing, Rami. Folks, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with Rami Alvarez.
Out of the night that covers me, black as the pit from pole to pole, I thank whatever gods may be for my unconquerable soul. In the fell clutches of circumstance, I have not winced nor cried aloud. Under the bludgeonings of chance, my head is bloody, but unbowed. Beyond this place of wrath and tears looms but the horror of the shade. Yet the menace of the years finds and shall find me unafraid. It matters not how straight the gate, how charged with punishments the scroll. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul.
folks, and welcome back to the Disability Channel Detroit. I'm Zach Damon with my co-host Cynthia Stone, and we're talking to Detroit Disability Power community organizer Rami Alvarez. So again, you talked a lot about the membership campaign that you guys are doing, Rami. And again, interesting point that you touched on right before the break. You said that you don't have to live in Detroit or even in the U.S. to be a member.
That is great stuff. So now I understand, like, in terms of the victory, you've had a series of victories. You were involved in the COVID vaccine now, and that span across Michigan. So please share with our viewers how they can be a part of this victorious endeavor and what those victories look like.
Yeah, so DDP was part of launching a coalition of what eventually became 46 organizations across the state of Michigan, disability orgs, non-disability orgs, that all believe that if we could leverage our power in Detroit to convince the city to prioritize people with disabilities in the vaccine rollout, then we could eventually leverage that influence to convince the entire county, the surrounding counties, and the state to also prioritize people with disabilities. So to back it up a bit, we at DDP have been responding to the COVID-19 pandemic since its beginning. Last spring, we fought for an executive order that protected people with disabilities from discrimination in rationed care, and we won that. So when the conversation was more about hospitalization and testing sites, we were there to make sure it was accessible and just. And now that the conversation pivots to vaccines, we have been invested in making sure that people with disabilities are considered in that rollout, because as different as the plans are between counties and cities and states to who gets vaccinated first, one thing they all have in common is that no one was prioritizing people with disabilities. So it was really important that we fill that sort of gap in the narrative there. And the win for this looked like on February 11th, Detroit prioritized people with disabilities for vaccine rollout. Macomb County followed about a month later, and shortly after that, the entire state did finally prioritize people with disabilities in vaccine rollout 2 weeks before the general public. I'm hopeful that our work will also just echo across the future, and that public health systems and all adjacent systems can sort of see the value in prioritizing and centering people with disabilities from the jump.
Love it. All about inclusion and really giving everyone a fair say. And it's just incredible the strides that you've made and being able to achieve these victories that you have. Now, for people that want to keep abreast of what is the latest and greatest that is happening with the DDP, how can they follow you?
Thank you for that. Becoming a member is the best way to support and follow. So you can visit ddpower.org to learn more about that. Otherwise, you can follow us on Instagram at Detroit Disability Power. We're on Facebook with the same name. If you would like to sign up for our emails, that would be at detroitdisabilitypower.org. We know that there's a lot of ways we need to collectively make society better for people with disabilities, and we really want to do that work with you, so please reach out.
Awesome. And then for all the young people out there with disabilities watching, hoping to be their best, what advice do you have for them?
Yeah, I actually really like this question because, as I shared earlier, I'm a youth organizer. So I'll sort of leave with advice I generally built with youth. So they taught me this as much as I said it to them. And that's number one, adults have no idea what's going on either. So it's up to all of us to figure out how to make the choices that create the world that we want. Number two, no one can dislike you in a way that actually matters. And number three, don't get so wrapped up in productivity. When you take a breath, every living plant on this planet thanks you. So you're always doing enough. So just chill out.
Wonderful, wonderful words. Thank you so much, Rami, for joining us. Folks, feel free to search, Google, and visit the Detroit Disability Power website to find out more. We are so excited. And folks, we are going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we're going to have Drew Claiborne, and Cynthia will lead it off.
Jay Stoyan here for the Disability Channel, the world's only inclusive channel for and by persons with disabilities. I just want to let everybody know that we are now live on Roku TV, the world's largest IP platform and it is a free subscription. Again, the Disability Channel is live on Roku TV, the world's largest IP platform, available in more than 27 countries around the world, and it is a free subscription. Subscribe today, the Disability Channel.
Hello, hello, and welcome back. Oh my goodness, what a delight to be here. And we are joined by greatness. Now, Drew Claiborne is here with us on this platform, and he has been described as a real life superhero. This is somebody who has inspired the masses and is teaching the classes. That's right. He is a vessel of information and is going to impart wisdom, his journey, and his victory. It's truly an honor and a pleasure to have you with us here today, Drew.
Thank you, Cynthia. I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys having me, giving this platform for myself and other people with disabilities. It's really awesome.
Absolutely. And speaking of awesome, so are you, my friend. Now, a lot of people are not familiar with your story. So I wanted to start it off by just setting the stage and finding out what makes Drew Claiborne. Drew Claiborne.
So for me, I suffered from a backflip accident sophomore year of my high school. And afterwards, I continued on to finish high school and continue on to then go to the University of Michigan. And I studied mathematical biology so that I could do medical research. And then after that, after graduating and moving on from that, I'm now running our nonprofit that began back in 2010, and we're still going strong and still trying to instill the foundations of what needs to be after a spinal cord injury.
Wow.
Yeah, just
now for those
that's amazing.
Yes, right? Yes, please, Zach, as you were saying.
Oh, sure. No, I mean, it just takes incredible strength and motivation to be able to return, to school and graduate from the amazing University of Michigan in Ann Arbor. And, you didn't also stop there. Just about 10 short years later, you started the Drew Crew. So can you tell us more and the mission there?
Well, so the Drew Crew started immediately after my injury. A friend of ours came up with the name. It was catchy, and it got the community going. It got, because for me, before my injury, I was well known amongst many throughout everybody. I was pretty much a jack of all trades. I did everything. I was in marching band. I played football. I played basketball. I was in sports. I was in activities. I was in numerous clubs in high school and all that. So majority of the people at school knew of me and knew me as being the guy who would walk to school through the snow if he had to get to practice, and knew me as just someone who was always willing to do anything and everything and have fun. I was always the class clown and the jokester and just anything to make everybody smile and have fun around me. So then when my injury happened, it was kind of a natural thing that the community kind of wanted to join together for me. While doing so, it instilled a lot of support and drive for myself, which is why I kept doing what I was doing and why I was pushing myself to do what I was capable of doing and learning about everything that I could after my new situation. And my dad and my family, my dad was kind of the driving force as far as everything with the Drew Crew and making sure that I was taken care of so that I could accomplish the goals that I needed to. And afterwards, now I want to pay that forward and start to spread the knowledge and wisdom and opportunity that I was given early on after my injury and be able to push that forward to others.
Wow.
Wonderful. That is amazing.
Absolutely. I just, I hear this and I'm just so touched. I mean, and your father, I mean, props to Pops, what a great thing, you had a great support of community and you've been able to accomplish so much. And in that realm, it's astounding already, yet you have even more victories in terms of your health. Could you tell us about that?
Yeah, yeah. So I'll tell you, early on after my injury, there were a lot of things that had to fall in place in order for me to stay as healthy as I was while I was doing everything. And one of those things, it's called a wearable therapy by Axio Bionics here in Ann Arbor, Michigan, and they create this great product that electric stims the entire body. It's a tailored suit specifically made for you, especially with spinal cord injuries, and they wrap the garment around your body, and then the suit um, gives electric stim to your every muscle in your entire body. So for me, I never had any muscle atrophy. I never had any pressure sores. My body is truly just as healthy, if not healthier than before I was injured. And I've still been using it every day since my injury, or since about a year after my injury. So being able to find that and being able to find any equipment and any uh, things that you need to keep your body healthy is crucial for anybody with a spinal cord injury. And that's my goal, is to make sure that people are able to find the things that they need to stay independent, to stay healthy, so that they're not focused on going from doctor appointment to doctor appointment. Rather, they can focus on their goals and living life.
Wonderful. Amazing, amazing points you touched on, Drew. Thank you very much, because as you touched on, perseverance is so important. Folks, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll have more with Drew Claiborne.
Are you currently on the Ontario Disability Support Program? If you're interested in social media marketing, TV production, podcasting, and or getting off assistance, contact Jay Stoyan at 647-339-6847 or jay@thedisabilitychannel.ca. The Disability Channel, showcasing abilities.
Hello, folks, and welcome back to the Disability Channel Detroit. We have the amazing Drew Claiborne with us. Drew, thank you so much for being here yet again. I wanted to jump into, you're currently, you have a lot of different fundraisers that are sort of on the go. So can you tell our viewers about some opportunities to support the causes and join them in your fight and in your mission?
Absolutely. So right now, our main fundraiser is our golf outing, and it's this year. Our outing is going to be July 17th to and that Saturday, it'll be at 10 a.m. here in Michigan, here in Commerce, Michigan, and we're gonna have such an amazing outing. We've already got 75 golfers signed up, and we'll have definitely anywhere from 130 to 140 golfers at the outing, which will make it just so fun, so exciting, filled with lots of different events at the outing. And for everybody who isn't here in Michigan, the way that you can help us is by purchasing helicopter ball drop tickets, so part of the outing, part of it after everybody's finished golfing, we're going to be live streaming a ball drop of 1,000 golf balls from a helicopter. And the three the three closest balls to the hole will win relatively or respectively. It'll be $3,000, $1,500, and $750. And each ticket is only $20. So yeah, and that'll be the best way to support us because it'll be a 50-50 raffle for me and the winners. And that way our organization can use those funds to continue to help others. So obviously, if you can't attend the outing, please go to thedrewcrew.org and you can sign up for our newsletter, stay up to date on information as we put it out, and learn more about me, about what we're doing to help others, and how we're able to help our community grow.
I love it. You know what really struck me there was the fact that you have reframed dropping the ball. Typically when you drop the ball, it's something, but this is like a whole other level. I love it. I just love the fact that it doesn't matter where in the world you are, you can join the crew of Drew and just make things happen. You know, this is what it's all about. And, you know, you are literally reaching new heights. Now, you did mention how people can follow you, which I love. I wanted to ask you now, I mean, you are a master of motivation and inspiring and finding, you know, the drive in otherwise very adverse conditions. So what would be your advice for anyone watching today?
I guess for anyone watching today, I guess my number one advice is just be open to others, be open to new possibilities, be open to different possibilities, different people in your environment, be willing to learn about different people in your environment, and encourage one another and know that everybody has value where they are, exactly where they're at. Yeah.
Wise words for sure, Drew. Wonderful stuff.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Drew, and thank you so much, Cynthia, for having Drew on. And you know, we're so excited. I have no doubt that the Drew Crew will continue to build and blossom, and just so many great points, Drew. We wish you the best, and of course, as a fellow Wolverine, go blue.
Go blue, baby.
That's right. Well, thank you so much, folks. We're gonna take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
The things that haven't been done before, those are the things to try. Columbus dreamed of an unknown shore at the rim of the far-flung sky, and his heart was bold and his faith was strong as he ventured in dangers new, and he paid no heed to the jeering throng or the fears of the doubting crew. The many will follow the beaten track with guideposts on the way. They live and have lived for ages back with a chart for every day. Someone has told them it's safe to go on the road he has traveled o'er, and all that they ever strive to know are the things that were known before. A few strike out without map or chart, where never a man has been. From the beaten paths they draw apart to see what no man has seen. There are deeds they hunger alone to do. Though battered and bruised and sore, they blaze the path for the many who do nothing not done before. The things that haven't been done before are the tasks worthwhile today. Are you one of the flock that follows, or are you one that shall lead the way? Are you one of the timid souls that quail at the jeers of a doubting crew, or dare you, whether you win or fail, strike out for a goal that's
Welcome back to the Disability Channel Detroit. Cynthia, what an amazing show.
Wow. I mean, two incredible guests and just this remarkable, you know, ability to persevere, to organize, to have these incredible, you know, events, momentum, coalition. I mean, wow, I'm inspired. I'm fired up. I don't know about y'all, but wow.
Oh, I'm ready to go, man. I'm revved up like the Motor City, no doubt. No doubt.
That's right.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, Cynthia, thank you so much. I am so excited, folks. You are going to see more of our faces down the line. So we are so excited to bring you the Disability Channel Detroit. Cynthia, thank you so much.
And thank
for your time. I mean, you just have and a wonderful job.
Well, Zach, it has been an honor and a privilege to work alongside you from Motor City, where my motor is running, and I'm ready to keep on driving. That's right. We got to keep on fighting the fight and having inclusion and really celebrating each other, because at the end of the day, one glorious chain of love of giving and receiving unites us all.
Indeed, wise words. Thank you so much, folks, for joining us for this episode of the Disability Channel Detroit. Please tune in next time.